What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Omega Parks channel, where we do everything Disney and theme park related. If you're new to my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Jeffrey, and with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Break down my top list of the Horror Night mazes. So this whole season, me and my wife, we've been going to Horror Nights here inside Hollywood, and we have gone multiple times. Essentially, every single weekend we've gone through each maze multiple times, and I really want to break down which mazes I think it's worth waiting for in line if you just get the general admission tickets. Which mazes, if you kind of don't want to wait for, you can probably skip those ones. But this is my list of the mazes that I think you should probably go for. I do want to say this is my personal list, so if you don't necessarily agree, I totally understand that, because me and my wife, our lists are actually different as well. This is my personal ranking. It may not be necessarily yours. Working our way from my least favorite to my top favorite. My least favorite really has been The Walking Dead, and I know that sounds crazy. I think The Walking Dead has a great setup when you go to the actual maze. I think it looks great. I love how everything's like a hospital you're going through. It really sets you up for the right theme. But for some reason, that maze, every single time we've gone through it, now we've gone through it early in the season and now later in the season as well, where it's definitely gotten better. They've added more scare actors into it. But for some reason, that maze to me just didn't really hit. It wasn't really scary to me. There's some cool things that they do, that's for sure. But I have to say that's probably my least favorite one. I still think it's cool to go through the first setup, the initial setup when you're going through the hospital scene. I think that is cool. It looks cool. But the actual maze itself, I don't think it's really all that scary. And then going up from there, I would say my next one that's going to be seventh, I guess, if we're going to be ranking these, the seventh best one to me, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's a cool maze. For sure, it really is. It's a lot of sound effects and everything like that. Don't want to spoil what's inside the maze itself. For me, yeah, there's some cool things that they do. Once again, honestly, all the mazes, they do really cool things, but you have to rank them, somehow. I think personally, it just didn't really hit as much. I think that there is some cool scares, some cool things that they do, but for that one, it didn't really hit for me. If you like the sound of chainsaws and that's what really scares you, yeah, this one will probably be higher ranked up for you. But yeah, for me, this one really didn't really hit that much. And then going up from there into the sixth spot, I'm gonna give the Tram Purge experience. I think that one's really cool. I think a lot of people going into that one, they expect it to just be a ride. They expect you to just drive through it like a haunted hayride. It's not. It's really cool. Every single time we've gone on it, people, every single time when they stop, they're all right, get off. People are what? We actually get off? Yeah. That's a really cool one. We've gone to that one probably the most, I want to say. It is a cool one, but once again, is it super scary? No. We've gone through multiple times. There is a cool moment in the beginning of it. I don't want to spoil it, but in the beginning there is a really cool moment. But then after that, it's pretty much, just straight kind of walking. There's not really much jump scares or anything like that. It really is only that first moment where it's whoa, that's a cool moment. So yeah, I will put that one in the sixth spot, slightly above Texas and slightly above Walking Dead, because it is a cool experience. You get to walk through a scene that's really cool. And if you've gone on the Universal the actual ride, when you on the train, you do the back lot experience. It is cool that you actually get off and walk through it. I would say it would be really cool if they expanded it, did it more in the actual New York City scape. If they were to do that, I think that would be really cool. If the actual maze was there. I understand that they couldn't really do that because they still have to use that part during the day, so they do this at night. So I understand why they don't, but I think it would be cool. I think it would make this a much better experience. But yeah, that's the reason why this is number 6 on my list. And going up, I'm gonna say this one was a toss up, but Bride of Frankenstein. This is what I think is a cool one. It usually doesn't have that long of a wait. At least every time we've gone, it's not really that long compared to some of the other ones. I think this one's cool. They do some really cool things. I love how it lets you off right into a scare zone. It's really cool, and I think the character designs, just everything about this is just really cool. This is one of their original IPs, their maze that they came up with. I mean, obviously all the mazes they came up with. This one's like a really cool one. Cool things. There's a lot of like, and it's crazy because it truly is like, you go earlier on in the season, not as scary. They're still trying to figure it out. And later on in the season, and I'm excited, we're gonna go this weekend again. I'm just curious to see like how much more it's going to add to it, because they've added more characters, there's more like scenes, and there's just more stuff in there. And they did some cool stuff with some lighting. Like last time we went through, like I like legit couldn't see. I was just like, what's going on? It was an actual moment where I was like, whoa, okay, because the people in front of us were like far enough that I was like, I literally can't see. It was a cool moment. So for sure, I really like that one a lot. And I know my wife, she likes that one a lot too. And then now I'm going to the fourth one, which this one's gonna kind of go in between like these top, like Bride of Frankenstein, this one, and my next one. They can be fluid, I would say. So for this one, for sure, I'm gonna say The Haunting of Hill House. This one usually has a long wait. It is one of the best ones, I will say. I think it's cool. They do some cool stuff. For me, the tall man, cool like trick. And it is actually really crazy. Earlier on in season, there was a whole scene we didn't see. Like they didn't have this setup working. Later on, we went and they had it working. I was like, oh, this is like really cool. It turned it up from like, you know, if they didn't have that, which I guess I'll kind of explain. Like it's like a scene where like the walls become transparent. When we went earlier on in the season in like late September, they like that just didn't work. That just wasn't going or wasn't running, at least the times that we went through. But going through it again and we seen that, I was like, oh, that's a cool effect. So yeah, so that one brought that up for sure. I think it's cool. They have some nice cool stuff. I mean, I did get scared. Like they got me. There was a good jump scare one. Like the one dude got me. I remember that. That's the reason why that's this high up on my list. And then from there, my third one, I would have to say Halloween 4. I'm not really like a big Michael Myers fan or anything like that. Like I literally just saw the new Halloween movie and I was like, oh, okay, cool. That was kind of cool. I'm not really like a, you know, Halloween fan, but this maze was really cool. I will say, my wife, I think this is her favorite one for sure. It's cool. It's in the front of the park. It's a cool maze. You know, there's just some cool things you get to see. I think the ending part of it's really cool. I think they do a lot of stuff with sound in there. Like the ending section is like really fun. It's a blast. Yeah, and I really like how you walk through, I believe it's the water world, like exhibit to get to it. So it's kind of a cool setup how you get there. It's like really cool. Honestly, yeah, one of my favorites for sure. I would definitely say that. And then I will say probably my number 2 favorite one is Exorcist, for sure. We've gone through that one a couple times, and the last time we went through, me, my wife, and my cousin, it was honestly, I was laughing so hard. It was like legitimately just so funny. My cousin, he went first, because normally like when we go through these like haunted houses, usually I go first. But this time, yeah, he went first, and then it was my wife, and then it was me. And like just seeing them get scared, I was laughing so hard. The people were jumping out, like trying to scare me. I was just literally sitting there, just like laughing, because I had so much fun. Like it was a blast. And I will say the time we went before that, when it was just me and my wife, the first time we went through, we actually got express passes to go through. That was really fun too. It was for sure like one of the, the scarier ones. Like there's a couple things in there that I was like, whoa, that's a cool effect. Yeah, it is a really fun, scary, maze. I think they added a lot of stuff, because at the end, I don't want to even give it away, but there's just so much stuff that they did in that maze. Like at the end, it was just like, whoa, that was a lot. That was a lot, and like it's a blast going through with other people for sure. And then now, honestly, my favorite maze of Horror Nights is Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box is right next to Haunting of Hill House. Oddly enough, this one, it seems like Haunting of Hill House, Exorcist usually have like the longer lines. Pandora Box, it's right next to Haunting of Hill House, but like it's usually like not as long of a line. I think they do something really cool with that because it's not just all dark and black and everything like that. They do interesting stuff with like lighting and coloring and everything. That maze has gotten me like good like twice. But like it was the time just me and my wife. Like I remember I was going first, and then like I turned around, she was behind me. I was like, oh wait, you know, like come on, catch up to me. Like I was waiting for her. I turned around, there's literally like a dude like in my face. Like that was just like, whoa, you got me for sure. Really fun. Honestly, like I would say it's my favorite ride or my favorite maze. I keep saying ride, but that's my favorite maze for sure. Yeah, I don't know, and I think they do really cool stuff with that. Like I said, with the coloring and the lighting, and it was actually pretty cool. There is a dude on stilts in there. I will say, last time that we went, the dude on stilts, he's supposed to stay in like one spot, but there was like a big gap. Like I think we were at the end of like a group that went in, and there was another group behind us, but like they were like way behind us. The dude on the stilts literally just got up and just like ran like towards the people that were coming behind us. I was just like, whoa, that would have been cool if like he did that to us, because he's supposed to be in like in this one spot. Yeah, so I really think it's cool how like the scare actors, they really kind of just like improvise like on the fly. Like honestly, I think that's really like just interesting and cool, and it makes each time you go through slightly different, and I think that's, you know, something cool. So if you are like, you know, if you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go once and that would be it, I think it is worth it to go multiple times, because it really does change the experience of the mazes, and I don't know, I think that's really cool. But if you guys want to check out the vlogs, you can check out the vlogs that we did right here. Interested in knowing anything more about Halloween Horror Nights, you can check out my channel. Thanks guys, see ya.